Action stations, ladies and gentlemen, as VWO50 comes back into game 2 against O7. They're down 1. It's up to them to win this and force a game 3. If not, O7 will advance. And it looks like VWO50 has gotten a little bit of I think they got the memo as they bring out their own St. Vincent for Battleship, followed by an Ohio. And then for cruisers, we've got Nevsky, Marseille, Petropavlovsk for destroyers, Double Kleber, Ragnar, and a Gearing, who's running the unique upgrade. Raptor, what do we have for 07?
In red on the south spawn, 07 bringing a small change in their battleship lineup. Instead of double St. Vincent, we're seeing Conqueror and St. Vincent. Interesting. Moskva, Nevsky, and Petro, and Stalingrad. So literally all the 12-kilometer radar you can pack onto one team. All right here, fronted by Gearing, Kleber, and yet another radar that's Tunicans, Ragnar, and he had an amazing game 1. We'll have to see how he can continue that trend here into game 2.
Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but 07 was doing a bit of target practice just now as you were talking about their lineup, as they were, I think it was Ace Baby's St. Vincent was just firing off those single-fire torpedoes and butt-slapping his teammates.
Yeah, I saw some of that going on. I was like, what is happening over here? All right, well, a little bit of early deployment. We're seeing Double Kleber rushing A from the north.
Yep.
That's top geared, and one of the other. I'm not going to pretend that I can keep all these guys straight with their goofball names on VWO. But they're headed towards A. In a moment, they'll be staring across the cap at Mad Dog's Kleber. Let's see. I'm not sure what the detection radius is. Probably 7.5 or so for Kleber, 7 or 8, something like that.
Sounds about right.
So Mad Dog may be just edging towards detection. Not quite there yet, though. Looks as if 07, by their deployment, there we go, catching a brief glimpse. Looks like 07 is maybe going to kind of not play the A flank very heavy at all.
Yeah. By the way, it looks like none of the Klebers are unique upgrade. No.
I'm not surprised. The one time that we've seen, well, I won't say the one time, but the handful of times that we've seen unique upgrade Kleber work in this tournament is generally when you run it in an all-French wolf pack, right? And you use that stealthier Kleber as like your tripwire. You run him out in front, and then his buddies with the faster gun reload are right behind him. Unlike last game, we're 3 minutes in and nobody owns a cap just yet. So
I was just fixing to say that. Although it looks like VWO50 is getting ready to back into a cap. Into A cap. Meanwhile, 07 Tunican is getting ready to back into B, and nobody wants anything to do with C.
Yep, I think that certainly VW has brought enough ships and firepower to A that they ought to be able to pick this up and hold it.
You know what ship we're not seeing here that we saw last week, Raptor?
Which one?
Guten Liu.
We're not seeing a Howden Liu. We have seen some teams, especially from the south spawn, get really good work out of a Howden Liu. But for the moment, neither team, obviously I say for the moment, but neither team opting for that here, obviously.
Contacted A.
I see that. A little bit of radar action. That's Grassfred's Moskva radar picking up the Kleber that is trying to cap. Tunican's about to get lit at B by the opposing Ragnar's radar. Tunican's going to reverse. I still think they're going to reset him, and they do.
Yep. Peyton already down quite a bit. He's, I'm guessing he's on fire right now. He's ticking down a bit, but he doesn't care. He's got that button.
Peyton's a conqueror. Since when does a conqueror care about a silly thing like fire?
Right.
Tunican coming off worse for the wear at that trade at B for sure. Grass-fed Fred also coming off pretty badly over here, falling under a tremendous amount of high explosive shells. Look at all these shells.
I mean, that's why you put all those assets in that corner, right?
That's why you put them over there. Both of the Klebers had their reload boosters ticking, plus the Marseille, plus the St. Vincent HE. And still they don't own A just yet.
No. just yet. Although a Petropavlovsk is trying to cap.
Well, the Petro, I think, is going to get reset right here. The Kleber is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
duck back in. But the Petro's headed to Thunder Zone, Zath, and I actually think that's I think it's a really bold play that I like.
Oh, it makes sense because that allows him to proxy spot grass-fed, or even use hydro to keep him spotted. They'll also be able to spot BFK as a result.
Indeed. Tuna Can is actually going to finally pick up B. It's going to take over 6 minutes. Well, right at 6 minutes before either team picks up a cap. But in a moment, 07's going to grab B, and then VW is going to grab A in response. There we go.
There's the cap.
2 points apart, each team ticking up a cap here. And so now, if you're 07, I feel like you've got to get on to C, start ticking up some points over here. SAT score seems to agree.
Yep.
5 ships gearing takes a torpedo, Zath. That's a big hit.
Mm-hmm. Those gearing torpedoes are very difficult to spot, and you have very low reaction time to them. And they have pretty good range, too.
5 ship and SAT counter spotting each other there across the cap. They're going to reset.
Yeah,
Yep.
If I'm 5 ship, I'm getting out of there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's check. I don't think SAT is running unique upgrade gearing, so he is a 5/6 detection.
Yes.
And
Both of them are.
Yep, so is 5 ship. Yep, I see it now. 07 looking like they're in a pole position there to pick up the C cap.
Looks like 406 took a torpedo. I think he took one torpedo.
Mad Dog's going down. Yep, Mad Dog's going down.
You and I have done this so many times together.
But I think they're going to pick up Top
down.
Geared in exchange. I think it's going to be a Kleber trade here because Top Geared is continuing to fire. More shells coming in. Oh, not quite able to get there. They still haven't hit him yet, but sooner or later they're going to catch him with something, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Peyton's going to get him right here.
Somebody's going to get him. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
Last chance.
Look at this. There.
There
Peyton,
it is.
the British HE finally claims the kill, but I think Grass-Fed is going out in exchange. So the ship trade's continuing to go in favor of VW here for the moment.
That's right. And now with that Kleber gone to the south, that allows VW to completely turn this this flank here and just continue chasing Peyton, and that's going to threaten BFK's position in the Petro.
No, it's definitely. I mean, BFK. If I'm BFK, I'm certainly not comfortable in this position. Now, he's got enough island cover here; he can move up some and avoid the worst of the St. Vincent fire, but he cannot avoid the Ohio fire to his north when he does that.
Right.
So if I'm BFK, I'm looking to just trade well here as the Conqueror gets a good hit in there on soul gain. We're actually going to see something I've not seen much of, Zath, which is old school British battleship Conqueror versus new school British battle cruiser back there in the St. Vincent.
Well, St. Vincent's got a butt anchor, so I'm going to go with the St. Vincent.
But you're not biased at all, Zath.
No, of course not.
Of course not. How preposterous. There's the crazy heel coming in. They do get another fire on soul gain. VW on,
but, whatever.
VW on about a 30-point lead, and the gap is narrowing. 07 on a cap lead, but down a ship here. 9 minutes gone in game 2. I won't say a must-win game for VW because they'll still be in the tournament, but certainly if they want to advance to the semifinals, they've got to win this game to stay in the match.
Absolutely. And I predicted that this would go 3 games in the prediction tournament thing, so of course I'm rooting for game 3.
I certainly hope it does. I gotta say,
we always like game 3s, don't we?
Of course. I gotta say, Peyton's Conqueror is definitely acquitting himself well back here. It might be 2v1, but I gotta say, I really like the work he's doing.
He's doing a great job of just preventing the push. Another big hit on soul gain there.
Yep. More shells coming in on soul gain. In fact, soul gain's firing AP back now. Not as big a hit as I'm sure you would have liked, as Peyton is now printing his own ship. Soul gain may
north.
Soul gain may pay for this maneuver. Oh, he's popped his fancy heel now as well.
Yeah, I'm curious as to the decision to both of them, him and the Marseille. They're like, yeah, we don't want to keep pushing Conqueror.
Stalingrad AP coming in and beating up
Oh,
Solgain, and they
and
bag
BFK takes out the Marseille.
they bagged the Marseille. That's a lead change. Well, we probably already had a lead change, but it certainly moves '07 out in front now, over 100 points. Game half over, ticking up an extra cap. A little bit of info radar here going up from BFK in the middle of the board.
Well, might as well figure out who else he has to deal with.
I think
Solgain is at 1300 now.
I think they had not seen the Kleber in a while, Zath, and they wanted to make sure he didn't sneak back into the middle of the board.
And that's smart. Now, Solgain just fired, getting himself detected in the process. And he's at 1300.
Ace's St. Vincent shells are coming in, and they get him.
Yeah. Feels odd.
I think that was why they popped the Petro radar. They wanted to bag that kill. They knew Sol was low. And now '07 has gone from down a ship to up a ship, firmly in the pole position here in game 2. VW's got to make something happen. I think VW's in real trouble. I was going to say, I think they're in real trouble here, Zath, because honestly, and you see Peyton making this play now, if I'm '07, I'm sending the Conqueror straight to A. What are they going to do about it?
Why not? Nothing.
I mean,
well, not nothing. The only thing they could do is Kleber rush, but
I mean,
he's so low.
With British HE, with British HE, do you trust that? Do you trust the Kleber to survive even the one salvo? Yikes!
No,
I don't know.
But I mean, what else can you do? I mean, 406 is being pushed all the way back. He's kind of stuck bow in, which you don't want to be stuck like that in a Nevsky. So he's running now for the smoke. Will he get there in time?
I'm not sure. If he does, is Oxymoron's radar available? It is, although it doesn't quite touch the back edge of that smoke.
Meanwhile, looks like Contrail in the Ohio is just charging B. It looks like the decision for VW is go into B.
Well, they can't go to A.
Try to make something happen.
The ships they pushed south of A all died, Zath, right? Remember they had one point they had 5 ships on the 1-2 line. And now you can look on the map and see 3 of their corpses. The one down here in I-1, of course, that's Mad Dog, but still, like, they're over 300 points down now with 7 minutes to play. I don't know how they're going to break back into a cap circle.
I don't know either. But that's interesting. You bring up they had 5, so they rotated 2 ships, right? They rotated the Ragnar and the Ragnar and Kleber.
Yeah, no, definitely the Kleber and the Petro. No, the Petro actually. Petro cut into Thunderdome, right?
So in the process of that, they took away really the kind of board position winning firepower, and that allowed '07 to recover. And Contrail is going to go down right here.
Yeah, I think the Petro a combination of Petro AP and Conqueror HE is going to put him off the board here in just a couple of seconds. And there it goes. Ragnar actually claims him with the fire. 70 seconds now from an '07 sweep of this series. And if I'm VW, I don't know that there's a way to prevent it.
It would require, '07 to win harder, but they don't win harder.
It would require '07 to make a mistake, Zath, and that's something.
That's what I mean.
We don't see a lot of that out of them. Historically, over the years, you just don't see that a lot.
No, I love John the Ruthless's positioning in that Stalingrad.
Oh, it's been brilliant.
Yeah.
There we go. Time ticking away. '07 is going to win this game. They're going to sweep VW out of the winner's bracket here and reclaim a spot in the North American semifinals for what must be the 10th time in a row, I think. Have they ever not gone to the semifinals, Zath? Can you think of one?
No.
I can't.
I can't either.
There
was that one time that they lost, and then they came back through the losers bracket.
You're right.
They came back. Time they did the double elimination.
They came back through the losers bracket once. You're right.
Right.
Well, that's not happening to them at the moment, as they are once again back in the North American semifinals, and with a clean sweep here at VW.
Yep. Why don't we send it back to the studio, Raptor?
Let's do it. See you guys in a bit.